Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is September 26th, 2021. This is episode 421. The Blue Flame is what we're looking at today. This is the number 4 in the arc, and it comes out from Vault Comics. Now, the Blue Flame was a character, I should say. He was part of a superhero group called the Night Brigade, but the Night Brigade was attacked by terrorists unsuspectedly when they were making a public appearance, and all of them were killed except for the Blue Flame. But he was badly injured where he was in a coma, and his subconscious split off from him and is in the cosmos while he is struggling here on Earth. Now, the best way to talk about this, I think I'm going to go right to the back and just kind of read you this blurb here because this sums it up pretty well. The stories are a little bit hard to follow inside, but we'll take a look at that in just a moment too. This is chapter 4. It's called Future in Peril. Sam spirals deeper into darkness, while the Blue Flame chooses to finally face the tragedy of his life on Earth. Now, that's the Blue Flame is Sam, basically. Sam is this really nice guy. He's kind of a Captain America type guy as far as his values and everything like that. Okay, it remains to be seen if either of them will ever recover, and if they can still be heroes. As they grapple with their identities, Sam searches for his soul and seeks relief in the arms of someone who may be in fact an adversary, while the Flame finds an ally in someone he thought was working against him. So let's take a quick look to see who worked on this. This is a recommend, by the way. Christopher Cantwell is the writer. Adam Gorham is the artist. Kurt Michael Russell is the colorist. Hassan Otsmane-Elhaou is the letterer, and I apologize if I got that wrong. The Blue Flame original score, and you can do this QR code here, and you get a original score right off your computer or phone, I guess. Okay, so he starts out. We get a flashback for that day where he got shot, and then he shows him here. This was his girlfriend, who was also part of the Night Brigade. She was killed as well. Just a horrible event. And this is him today, an alcoholic, very crippled, just he's
lost faith in everything pretty much. However, as he's walking home, he sees a woman getting mugged, and he can't not help her. So he jumps in there. He's originally knocked down by the robber, who also punches the victim, and runs off. The robber runs away, so he's feeling really down. Now we get our flashback to the Cosmo, where the Blue Flame has been asked to defend humanity, and if he can't defend them, then humanity will be destroyed by these aliens. So far, they feel the Earth has not lived up to his expectations, and therefore it should be destroyed unless he can come up with a case to defeat him. Now, oddly enough, the person that he has been dealing with long here, Yarix, is the prosecutor. So he's the defender, and this is the prosecutor. And the prosecutor is actually very friendly to him, and this is what they mean about his adversary, maybe actually his ally, at least for the Cosmo part. Now we got Sam back at his apartment with his, it's a house. He's living with his sister and her husband, Mateo, and she's 8 months pregnant. Things aren't going too well at the house. I mean, I guess Mateo's not making a lot of money, and his sister has to continue to work even though she's 8 months pregnant. Sister D is her name. Okay, so they talk about it and they mope and they discuss him seeking some therapy, get him out of this rut. He doesn't like where he's at, and he's lost kind of all hope. So he does look for a therapist to go see. Meanwhile, we go back to the Hall of Records as the Blue Flame is looking through historical records of humanity. In fact, his own records. Everything is kept in this kind of hall of records here. It's just pretty amazing. So he's looking for anything that he can use in his case. And at this point, he's got a lot of information, but he's not quite sure how to present it. At one point, there's a spacecraft that's in peril, and he is supposed to be kind of like under house arrest. He breaks that rule and goes up to save these two that are on board here. They're in this crashing spacecraft. And doing so, he is able to save them. However, the authorities on the planet are not happy with what he has done. He has kind of broken the house rules. As you see Yarrick's coming in to talk to him. However, the two aliens he saves are very grateful, and you can see Yarrick is kind of smiling as he lands them there. So, meanwhile, we got Sam back. He's meeting with a therapist, talking with them, just trying to work things out. And they have some kind of connection. It's kind of this very animalistic connection. However, we don't know what her motivations are for anything here. But as they talk, they get closer and closer. They move, and finally they embrace and kiss. And they start to take it even further. And finally, he falls asleep in her arms, and he complains about the meds getting in the way of his lovemaking. So then we're back to the planet, the cosmos, and he tells them that they kind of laugh at him because he says he wanted to help those two that were in the spacecraft. The aliens there laughing at him, but the two aliens are forever grateful for what the Blue Flame has done. Meanwhile, there's a short discussion with his sister Dee. This is Sam back at the house. He has gone through the therapy, and he's got new strength now. He feels better about things, and he wants to persevere and press forward, which is a nice way to end this chapter here. So we'll see what happens in the next one, but it's kind of an odd comic just because there's two separate stories involving the same character, but they're on kind of two different realities. But it's done pretty well. I think the art in it's pretty good. The writing is pretty good. The story is very interesting. So we'll see what happens in the next one. Okay, let's see what else Vault's got going on. These look like they're all going to be trades here. We've got Hollow Heart by Paul Allord and Paul Tucker. I Walk with Monsters by Cornell. Winter's Teeth, The Vampire, The Masquerade. This, we have reviewed all 10 issues on this. Volume 1's on sale now, but Volume 2 will be coming out as well. The Autumnal, the complete series, that's also now on trade. And Bleed Them Dry, the complete Ninja Vampire Tale, in stores now. Okay. Moving on, we have Finger Guns as a trade, and here is the next issue of the Blue Flame. That's what it's going to look like. So it looks like he is going to be on trial for humanities, trying to save humanity. So this is a recommend, and see if I can find my good excavating seal of approval. And where should we'll put it right here. Given out by Indie Comics Jones only, by Indie Comics Jones on this particular channel, except no substitutes. As always, please like, please subscribe if you haven't. Please leave comments. And thank you for stopping by and watching this review. This is Indie Comics Jones from the Temple of Tomes bidding you adieu.